wish I could say, okay, you win. Now pass through every time. I'm made of bricks that weigh me down, and form the walls that shut me out. But every day, some way, somehow, I smash through every time. So when you tell me just to cheer up and smile more, you tell a story that you don't even know. I hope one day that you don't feel the way I feel, 'cause you would need twice the strength that you own.
Smash through every time, 'cause it's the only way I know to reach the night. I'm saying smash through. It might be loud, but it's the only way I know to work things out.
I had a hard time as a kid, and saw some shady therapist who told me just don't worry about it, it's just you.
Just you and no one else.
There's no solution that I know, but I know you're not alone. And through each day we're just like you, we smash through.
Smash through every time.
Shut the fuck up when you tell me to smile more. You sound more ignorant than you even know. I hope one day that you don't feel the way I feel, 'cause you would need twice the strength that you own.
Smash through every time, 'cause it's the only way I know to reach the night. I'm saying smash through. It might be loud, but it's the only way I know to work things out. Smash through every time. Only way I know to reach the night. I'm saying smash through. It might be loud, but it's the only way I know to work things out. 'Cause it's the only way I know.
Good afternoon. Oh, it immediately went to smash through. Holy shit. Shuffle on playlist, and it immediately goes back to the song that we were listening to earlier. Oh well. Song's good. Nelward's music is always fucking fantastic. So, it's finals week. Or it's about to be. In order to make sure my head was clear for this stream, I did 4 papers yesterday. And stayed up until about 3 a.m. So, oops. But the good thing is, I'm significantly more prepared than I was last time. Work was really challenging today, again. Friday was interesting. My Friday was interesting. We had a meeting, for move out and getting all of the, like, bits and pieces that people leave behind in their dorm rooms out here, for either donation or just take home, which I'm hoping I get to find some TV someone says, oh, I just want to donate, and then I can steal it, and then it's mine, and I can have my fucking 5th TV. Yes! But no. Immediately after, no, not after, during the meeting, because I was on my phone, I had someone come into the gardening office that I work at, and, they had an order placed on for plants, and that's not what I handle. I take care of the compost around my college and things like that. I take care of waste. Tried to figure out exactly how to get their order to them, even though that wasn't my job, which was a lot. And then after that, it was, people asking me to move my car, asking to borrow the, cart I use, and then just didn't do it. After that, I basically went up and went into the cafeterias to collect compost like I usually do, and then, every single one of those areas was, like, jam-packed full of cleaning supplies. There's a bunch of stuff on the floor and, like, on tables, cleaning themselves up for the, summer area, to make sure that, you know, by the fall, they're, like, completely clean and things like that. I basically spent 2 extra hours waiting for everything to get done, and just working myself to the bone. But it's fine. It's fun. I'm getting close to a satisfying amount of cards to release Maximum Metal, but it for sure as hell is not coming out anywhere close to where, Hazy Depths is. So that's gonna be interesting. Hazy Depths is likely gonna come out before Maximum Metal will be. I did a bunch of Hero Escape cards. I think I covered literally everything in the LEGO Hero Escape line. I even did a Maximum card for the fucking gigantic vampire bat. Oh, which one is this one? Oh yeah, this is Why Would I? Hold on, let me go grab one of the ones that I really like from this group of stuff. Yeah. Let's grab the classic. Nelward's music is fucking fantastic. We're about to enter into Hero Escape like 999. Yup. Yup. As soon as my heroes escape, I'm gonna be eating the microplastics from the, table. The Spire does await. There is a significant amount of stuff I had to prepare for today's session. And I was super prepared to, do some weird stuff this time. I have a new player here, by the name of Scrunge, who, as you will see, we will get into a lot of the potential that Thoughtspire holds today, and it's going to be great. I'm so excited for it. I prepared some new encounters for today. and a simpler map of another thing that I was going to do. As soon as we get back to Ichabod and a couple of the others, I will be setting up a few things in like my group of maps. I want to try and take a couple of people to the Orb Valis, because I can talk about the Corpus there, and the Corpus are great. The Corpus are like fantastic for evil villain type brain rot. It's great. That's mainly just because I'm a Blaseball person. And that's what I had for everything here. I very much am a big fan of the sun exploding. Unsurprisingly. If you know what I'm referring to. It is very good to see a corporate death cult in a piece of media that I enjoy. Because that usually means there's, like, a portion of it that I'm going to be utterly and hopelessly invested in. The sun is always exploding. That thing is on fire. Yes, of course. The suns that you know. Why don't we just jump into it? Let's notify the people in the chat that it is happening. Alright. Okay. Let's undeafen. Hello?
Howdy.
Hey. Alright. Text-to-speech, as per usual. No matter what, we are going to be getting stuff together. I am admittedly very nervous. This is the first time I've, like, done this type of thing with anyone who I don't at least know well enough to assume the character arc.
Same here.
Alright. Do I have the correct elements set up? As per usual, it doesn't do it correctly the first time. You spend a few hours prepping and it still don't work correctly. Whatever. At least this will be better. Yep. I knew it. Anyway. Welcome back. I've got a significant amount of things to show off today. So, let's just jump into it. I will grab one of the things I had in my head. And immediately, the Firefox tab I had with my music just crashed. One of the funniest fucking outcomes ever. Always one of the funniest outcomes ever. Alright. Gotta make sure I actually have these songs I want in my tabs so that I will be able to... Of course nothing fucking works. Yup. Yup. Can't believe it. I'll just use this for now. Alright. So...
Well, also, a fair warning, I will likely not be as descriptive of my plays as I could be, and will be relying on my tab key to grab your attention.
Yep, I'll go ahead and give a lot of the play things for the chat, just because I know trying to type on a text-to-speech device when you're doing like a voice stream is difficult. Well, anyway, it has been many long years since you finally escaped this dark realm, this prison that you were set in. You finally made your way on your own after ditching your original compatriot. Found a new purpose, and now have simply been waiting. You were awoken inside the realm of thought. A familiar place for you. Familiar enough that you are at least somewhat knowledgeable of its mechanisms. You've never really gone to anyone formally about any of this, but suffice to say, as with everything, there's always a first time for someone else to know. This is your inventory. Everything that you will pick up and find is going to be in here. Go ahead and drag your stuff out and arrange it how you'd like. Perfect. I also gave you a sort of generic reactive icon. These guys are the card health ones. Yep. And then this should be your slots. Standard health, which will go down to 10. And then your playing power. And your reactive icon. And, learning from Ichabod, I have given you a wallet to keep your coins in. So, you won't have to worry about that too much.
Wonderful.
Yes. Alright. So, in an almost dreamlike state, you can kind of feel this raw thought around you as you have once again delved into the depths of the realm of thought. Just this thread of ideas and concepts and subconscious that you are well familiar with. Stranger, you find yourself in technically unfamiliar territory in a familiar way. Welcome to the plains of Eidolon. You will be starting here and making your way around. It is a beautiful day
Always
out.
the strangest of places I am bound to.
Yep. It is a beautiful day out in the middle of Cetus on rather new Earth. Ruins of ancient wars and beasts beyond your comprehension litter the soil as outposts scream with activity. You find yourself stationed at the little town of Cetus, entering the gates to the plains proper. Merchants all yell and scream above the crowd to try and get their wares sold amongst this future... The future? Yeah, good lord. Future Earth. What will you be doing?
What a quaint little hamlet.
Alright. Up ahead, should you choose to enter the gateways into the plains proper, is an encounter. if you would like to stay around and search the town for anything useful, you may, but I can't guarantee there's going to be much for you in particular. This place seems more akin to the memories of others than anything else.
I think it will be best for me to simply move ahead. Then.
Alright. The gates open, and you find yourself out in the middle of the plains. Pull everything up quickly so that it is all aligned together. All right. Let's begin. These creatures...
Into the fray the first march.
Yep. These creatures do not belong here. As per usual, the realm of thought seems to take any form of aberrant thought it can grasp onto and make it a part of itself. Let's begin. We're starting off with just a simple marble imp. Alright. So, at the beginning of your turn, you will draw up to your hand size in cards. That is 3. And you have 1 playing power this turn.
Marvelous.
Alright. Go ahead and let me know what you would like to do. Spiteful Crow is moving to the leftmost slot with 2 concurrent health. And that is all of the playing power this turn. Alright. Battle Cry activates, which means that Scrunch can search the top 5 cards of the deck and choose any one that they like. Picked 1, shuffled afterwards, and that is the end of their turn. Alright. The Marble Imp gets ready to attack straight ahead. As the first action in initiative. Alright. It is the Stranger's turn again with 2 playing power. Spiteful Crow unexhausts.
All right.
Solid's Captor has been played in the middle slot. 4 health, 2 attack. Alright. Don't forget, at the beginning of your turn, you also draw a card. So I will give that to you now.
My crow shall rend the imp.
Alright. Crow is attacking the imp for 2 damage, killing the imp and dealing 1 counterattack damage to the Spiteful Crow. Alright. You do still have an action. What would you like to do?
It has flight, does it not?
It does, that's correct. So it doesn't take any counterattack damage. Interesting. Sapphire goes in the rightmost slot. Alright. And then that should be the end of your turn. Alright. The encounter moves swiftly forward. Shale and Chalk Imp appear. Both of which have taunt, but not very much health. I think you will be fine. On your turn with 3 playing power, the arid winds of the plains of Eidolon sort of give you an uneasy feeling about what's coming up next. Why don't you go ahead and give me Wits Occult? As I determine a very simple initiative. Alright, 2 successes. Actually, technically, do you go 0 to 9 or 1 through 10?
One through 10.
Alright, so that is 3 successes. As the sun dips over the horizon, energies beneath you seem to awaken. The long-lost bones of the old war are not so lost as they seem. Solix Captor, Sapphire, and Spiteful Crow on exhaust.
I draw a card at the beginning of my turn. Correct.
Yep. Alright. So you may draw 2 cards. Based on that. Alright. What would you like to do next?
My crow shall attack the beast of Shale, and Solix will attack the chalk imp.
Alright. Solix will be taking the damage from the chalk imp because they do not have flight, but both of these will be discarded from the encounter. Alright. Will that be the end of your turn?
I believe so.
Alright. Shuffle one of the active cards in your hand back into the deck. Alright. Coming up next, it's Writ Keeper. Writ Keeper is going to use its ability a few times and give itself some shield. About 3. And then
Terrifying.
it is going to attack forward to one of your elusive cards. It is now your turn. Yup. 2 cards. Flare Gun and Buzz Buzz. Four playing power this turn, so you have plenty of options.
All of my cards shall strike the keeper.
Alright. 2 damage to the Keeper, removing 2 shield from the Flight character, so you'll take no counterattack from that. Solix will strike the Keeper, deals no damage from that. So, there we go. That is 2 damage less. That's going to be the last of the shield coming off. And then this. And then Sapphire will deal 1 damage to Writ Keeper, bringing it down to 2. Alright. That is the end of your turn. The last character in the encounter will bring themselves forward and make themselves known. It is Spade Slick. As the energies awaken within the earth, relics of the old war find themselves and make themselves known. Spade Slick has come into play with an Archon Shard, granting it flight. Alright.
Positively terrifying.
Spade Slick is going to attack the Spiteful Crow, and Rit Creeper is going to simply wait. It is your turn. With 5 playing power, you can pretty much do anything.
Indeed, first, I shall have Solix and Sapphire strike the Keeper.
Alright. That will destroy Rit Keeper with Solix's attack alone. So Sapphire could probably still act.
In that case, Sapphire will attack Spades.
Alright. Sapphire will attack Spades. Spades deals 4 counterattack damage, sending Sapphire to the discard. But it was not in vain. Alright. Lisa is going into the rightmost slot. Crow may still attack as well. Oh yes. The draw effect from the battle cry occurs.
Crow will attack Spades.
Crow is going to attack Spades, dealing 2 damage and taking 4 counterattack damage, which means Crow is also dead. Got plenty of playing power right now. Are you making a copy of one of your characters? Alright. Copy here. You can use your battle cry to search the top 7 of your deck, which is basically just 3 cards now. Alright. And that should be the end of your turn. Spades' initiative goes off and attacks Lisa for 4, killing the copy that you have just made. Spades is going to attack the same spot. It is your turn again.
Lisa and Solix shall work together to slay Spades.
Alright. That is going to be counterattack damage on 4 for both, killing the both of them. But Spades is now defeated. You're going to need to work quick. With your knowledge of everything else, if you want to retrieve that Archon shard, it is going to require quick action. From your success from the occult check earlier, I am going to give you a physical token for preparation. Alright? This should give you at least automatically 1 success. You're going to need to give me Dexterity Larceny for retrieving that Archon shard from Spade Slick before it evaporates. No successes. Do you want to spend the physical token?
I think I will.
Alright. You retrieve the Archon shard as it appears on their body. That is now a permanent part of your deck. Take everything in your hand, shuffle it back in, and let's continue moving forward.
Blessed I am by fortune.
The air here is unnerving. As with everything else here, the sun is an indicator of incoming threat. The nearby lakes glow with an eerie, ghostly aura. Would you like to examine anything before moving on?
I shall. I will peer into the lakes.
These lakes, filled with old blood, all contain secrets from a war long past. Most of the relics here are indifferent to the passage of time. One in particular interests you, a small, still working restorative. Not particularly large, but good enough to use. You can choose whether to add that to your deck or put it in your inventory.
I shall add it to my deck for now.
Alright. Up ahead, you can see a pathway to a treasure or a booster pack. What will you take? The treasure. Interesting. Alright, let's give you a small selection to pick from. Okay. Some of these seem a bit heavier than you are used to in terms of treasures. All right. From the treasures you find ahead, we have the Gotcha Driver for 3 weight, the Dread Driver, and Craw.
Interesting.
You may feel free to choose any you so wish, though you may not have the treasure capacity to equip them just yet.
I shall take the Dread Driver.
Alright. That is yours. And the rest of these go back into the pile. Alright. Since you can't equip it just yet, it is going in your inventory. Your next pathway is saddled with an encampment of some kind. Relatively abandoned for what it is, there is still a significant portion of soldiers patrolling the area at this nighttime. The sound of incoming sirens blare across the plains as it seems these soldiers are preparing for something. The gateway that you need to progress is just inside the camp, though you know that they may not be able to see any of this. What will you be doing to get there?
Do the soldiers look interested in conversation?
As far as you can tell, they are guns up on high alert. No.
Troubling, perhaps? I can attempt to sneak past.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me dexterity stealth? That's 2 successes, thankfully. You make your way inside. Whatever sort of language that they are speaking, it has evolved so far from any of the old Earth languages that it is practically unrecognizable to you. But from just their tone alone, you can hear panic, but calm panic. As if this is the same type of protocol they've always been through. Making your way past, you can see another encounter ahead through the gateway. Alright. Let's bring you your next set of objectives.
Ever forward is the path for people such as I.
Significantly longer encounter than the previous one. Let's see how this turns out. Alright. Go ahead and shuffle your deck. Alright. First and foremost, Tail enters the fray. You may choose what you would like to do. Hayato Kawajiri enters play with the 1 playing power, and that should be the end of your turn. Tail will simply attack forward. Two playing power, and Hayato Kawajiri is unexhausted. Yasuhiro Hagakure is in your hand now. You'll be playing it to the rightmost slot. 4 health. Don't forget, if you also need to draw a card urgently, you can spend a playing power to draw.
Could I perhaps change my placement?
Of course. That'll work. You could theoretically send Hayato into tail. That's up to you.
I think I will.
Alright. Attacks tail, and tail is defeated. Alright. Still have a playing power in case you wanted to draw, but that's up to you.
I will end my turn for the time being.
Alright. Followed shortly by Tattle. Tattle will attack directly forward. Buzz enters play at the rightmost slot. Which means you have a few options now. You can attack with Yasuhiro or Hayato onto Tattle. Hayato would be destroyed by that attack, but Yasuhiro would not.
Does Buzz not prevent counterattack damage?
Buzz would not prevent counterattack damage in this case because Tattle is going to be attacking Hayato directly. But it would prevent damage from, say, for example, Yasuhiro.
In that case, Yasuhiro will strike Tattle.
Alright. Yasuhiro takes no damage and Tattle is successfully destroyed. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
No.
Alright. The encounter will move swiftly along then. To Little UFO and Blinky. 2 flight cards. Doesn't matter just yet, but it might. Both have 1 health, but one has a massive amount of damage. That is going to be attacking Hayato directly, and Blinky is going to be attacking Buzz directly. Also, it did the messed up line thing again. I don't know why it does that. Oh, Tabletop Sim. You are a functional program that works. Time for you to shine. Alright. 3 playing power. Archon Shard will grant Buzz Buzz +3 max health. So that brings Buzz Buzz into a 4-0. It will allow Buzz Buzz to survive an attack from Blinky. You have...
Yasuhiro will strike UFO, and Hayato will strike Blinky.
UFO gets attacked, takes no counterattack damage, and Hayato will strike Blinky for no counterattack. Perfect. Alright.
That will be my turn.
Fantastic. We have Mr. Saturn and Pinky. Mr. Saturn is going to attack Hayato directly. And Pinky is going to attack Buzz Buzz again. Rather standard so far. Alright, with 4 playing power, let's begin your next turn.
Yasuhiro will attack Pinky. Hayato will kick Mr. Saturn.
Alright, no counterattack on either, but decently enough dealt with. And finally, Inky, who will be attacking Hayato. And at 5 playing power, it's your next turn.
Yasuhiro will deal the finishing blow.
Alright. Yasuhiro removes Inky, and thus you are safe once again. The air is quiet once more. And it's a good time that it's quiet as well. As you may choose to exchange.
Are the cards on my field shuffled back into my deck?
Yep, including the attachment. Attachments attached to cards that did not die in battle or shuffled
Are
straight.
the cards on my field shuffled back into my...
Yep. Everything that you haven't discarded goes back into your deck.
What
at
about
the end.
Hayato in particular?
Oh, right. This is interesting. Hayato will just stay in that slot then. With 1 health. Stuck in the center slot. Alright. As you venture out into the middle of the plains, you find yourself able to exchange a treasure in your inventory. Should you wish it, you may exchange the Dread Driver for Ool. You don't have to take this, but you can, in fact, exchange what you have.
Can I perhaps investigate all to understand what its keywords do?
Of course, you don't necessarily need to investigate that hard. Even passively, you'd be able to get this. Sacrifice is a treasure type that when you activate the ability, it draws from your health. Same thing as, for example, cooldown, which instead makes it so that you can't use the treasure for 3 turns. Both of them have counter effects, with blood counters and cooldown counters. So while the Dread Driver would just be a timer, Ool is a sacrifice. Also, thank you, Bob Dude. Twitch is being mean and hasn't actually recognized that I've hit everything else. It's being mean.
I do not think I will perform this exchange, though the Requiem treasure is tempting.
Alright. Ool has been left behind. Now is a good time to rest if you would like to do so. I will give you this opportunity before we reach the next encounter.
I will.
Alright. So that means anything that you would like to shuffle back into your deck may be shuffled back in.
Hayato will stay on the board.
Alright. Hayato, unfortunately, has some staying power here. Coming up next, as you venture forth further into the plains, a group of soldiers spots you. On high alert already. A batch of Grineer soldiers makes their way through. Aggressed from even just the mere entering of their territory at this dangerous a night. Come a roller sentry, a butcher, and an expired ghoul. It is your turn. You may attempt to try and reason with them, but it is going to be very difficult. You will need to find some method other than words to try and get across to them.
A conundrum indeed.
Bringing these up here for my own reference for later.
Can I do some sort of search of the area to see what these soldiers may be in need of?
Go ahead and roll me intelligence investigation. That's a strange way to roll that dice. That is a 6, though. So that is 2 successes. They're not necessarily in need of anything. It seems like they are on patrol in case something else approaches their territory. Something deep within the earth stirs here. You could have sensed it before. Some lingering remnant of the surrounding fossils.
Something vast.
Hayato starts completely unexhausted. Alright. What will you do?
Marvelous. I think I will use a playing power to draw a card.
Alright. You have Flare Gun. You may use it to preview what else is coming up in the encounter if you so wish.
Maybe. But for now, I will play Yasuhiro.
Alright. Yasuhiro goes into play on the leftmost slot. 4 HP. Go ahead and give me Wits Occult. One, two. 2 botches. No successes, surprisingly. That energy that you felt from before is still present, but you can't really tell if it's any stronger than it was before. You definitely feel a change in it, but you're not sure what exactly has changed.
Darn. I suppose that's the end of my turn.
And luckily, since it was the first turn in initiative, Butcher is going to attack Hayato Kawajiri, Roller Sentry is going to attack Yasuhiro Hagakure, and the Ghoul Expired is going to try and attack you directly. It is your turn. Lisa goes into play in the rightmost slot. Search your top 7 and draw the one that you would like. Health Restore goes into your current hand. I see, we're using Flare Gun. Previewing the rest of the encounter, you will have Roller, Hellion, Ghoul, Augur, Lancer, and Ballista to contend with. A bunch of ranged flight cards or cards that can inflict confused.
I see. Well, to start, Hayato will attack the turret.
Alright. I believe that will deal counterattack to Hayato, and Hayato will be discarded. But the turret will be as well. We've removed the thing that does confused from play.
I play Portal.
Alright. Who are you making a copy of? Lisa again? Alright. A copy of Lisa has been made in the center slot. Alright. Drawing Buzz to the hand. Alright. Yasuhiro is going to attack the Butcher, dealing 1 damage to the Butcher, and the Butcher will deal 2 damage in return. That will exhaust Yasuhiro. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright, the Butcher attacks forward first, dealing a couple of points of damage to Lisa, but destroying itself in the process. And the Ghoul Expired will basically eviscerate the original Lisa, sending it to the discard. Coming into the active slots are the Ghoul Augur and the Lancer. The Lancer is going to attack Yasuhiro, and so is the Ghoul Augur. It is your turn once again. Buzz enters play in the rightmost slot. Here we go. Give it some thought. This is not an easy situation to be in.
Yasuhiro attacks Lancer.
Alright. Yasuhiro will attack the Lancer, and the Lancer will deal 2 counterattack damage, destroying them both.
Lisa attacks Ghoul.
Alright. Which Ghoul? Expired or Augur? Expired. Lisa attacks Ghoul Expired, taking no counterattack damage and dealing it 1 damage. Alright. Anything else you would like to try and do this turn? You have plenty of playing power left.
Should Ghoul Expired already have 1 damage from the previous Lisa?
Oh, right, thank you. That would mean a dead ghoul, which does activate the death rattle, which will poison and freeze both characters in play. Archon Shard is played on Buzz Buzz, giving it 4 HP. Which means... Oh, not that one. That one's still going to attack forward. Yeah. Do you have any other actions?
I use
to
the
do?
playing power to draw a card.
Perfect. Natu go... Oh. Yes, Natu is going into play to block the attack.
That will be my turn.
Alright. Ghoul Augur is going to swing and hit Natu, which has flight. There is currently a card without flight on the field, so the attack simply whiffs.
Perfect.
Right? The Ghoul Augur will attempt to attack Lisa next. The other two, the Hellion and the Ballista, will enter play. Still clearly aggrieved soldiers. They are willing to defend this territory with their life. Whatever is here is valuable enough for them to throw themselves in like fodder. The Hellion is going to attack forward. And the Ballista is going to attack Buzz Buzz. At the, in between turns, I am going to flip a coin for poison for both of the poison targets. Tails on both. No damage. And at the start of your turn, they will take the guaranteed damage from poisoned. Cards in your field may only be damaged by direct attacks. That's right. That's right. Poison doesn't even affect them. Perfect. Okay.
Would Lisa's frozen be thawed?
Lisa's frozen. Let me check what frozen does in terms of everything. Yes, it would be thawed. So would Buzz Buzz's, but Buzz Buzz's matters less.
Natu will attack Hellion.
Alright. Natu is going to deal 1 damage to Hellion. They both have flight, but you cannot be damaged by anything that's not a direct attack. So, it'll just be a free damage for you.
Lisa X Ballista.
Alright. Ballista will be attacked, and Ballista will be defeated by Lisa. Which would leave an open slot for the time being. Anything else you would like to do in the moment?
No, not especially.
Alright. With violent, mutated frenzy, Ghoul Augur will attack and kill Lisa Simpson, the clone. And the Hellion will strike you directly for 1 damage. Ghoul Augur is winding back up to attack Natu, and Hellion is preparing to attack Buzz Buzz. Alright. Solix Captor goes into play in the middle slot. While Buzz Buzz is still poisoned, it doesn't really affect Buzz Buzz.
Natu kills Hellion.
Alright. Hellion will be destroyed by Natu due to Buzz Buzz's effect. Again, no counterattack damage taken. But it does mean that we have another empty slot. We are close to finishing the encounter.
That will be all for my turn.
Alright. Ghoul Augur will swing and kill Natu. Right? It is going to wind up and prepare to attack Solix Captor. Suddenly, from the distance, you hear a large, harmonic roar as the skeleton of one of these great beasts that litter the plains rises from the depths. It seems to be approaching this camp at a speed that is unbefitting of such a gangly skeletal beast such as this.
The earth is trembling. I must end this quickly. Solix attacks Augur.
Alright. Ghoul Augur will be destroyed by this. Solix will gain poisoned and frozen. Poison won't matter as much, but frozen will prevent you from attacking. The roller will make its way down.
I can't do much besides in my turn there.
Alright. Shuffle 2 cards back into your deck. Roller is going to get ready to attack Solix Captor as Frozen thaws from the both of them.
Solix will attack Roller to end this.
Alright. Solix swings at Roller, and thus the encampment is defeated before this huge, massive dinosaur-like creature roars its way into the camp, swinging essentially what is almost an entire dead tree across the metal branches and tents and setups of this rather ramshackle outpost. It's time for you to leave. Shuffle everything that's back on your field into your deck, and let us continue on. I will be right back, because I'm going to
I should make haste.
Yes. I'm going to use the restroom briefly, and I will be right back. Let's go ahead, grab a different part of the Grenier or OST while we wait. Alright. Be right back. Thank you for the follow. Alright. Back again, ready to explore. Let's begin. Back to the plains itself. These counters are still here. That's amazing. You can either take a monetary reward or a booster pack. Booster pack it is. These cards that come from all of these boosters seem a little strange. Not quite as familiar as you'd like, but they're all yours all the same. Shuffle whatever you would like into your deck. And keep the rest. You have Buffa Fever. Goomba Peach, Gia Hallbrook, and a strength token. All going into the deck, I see. Perfect. Very good. Alright. These cards, as you can sort of innately sense, are different than your usual fare. Not quite using the same card back as most of your normals. Something here isn't right in a way that hasn't really occurred to you yet.
Something truly alien.
finding a moment of respite in this large plains area, you can hear the stomping of this creature that once aggressed this previous camp up at the top of the mountain, laying waste to it as whatever else stirs beneath the surface makes itself known. Here, though, is a brief cavern, a moment of peace. You can choose to take another short rest if you so wish.
I shall.
Alright, go ahead and shuffle your deck and reorganize it in any way that you would like. And choose your next destination once you are done. Alright. This one's rather simple, but it's not too bad. Go ahead and roll me 2 of your d10s. An 8 and a 3. I will go ahead and give you a rather hefty sum of money for finding things out in the wilderness. A Grenier cache makes itself known to you, and with a simple touch from basically anything, you find yourself 8 coins. Though these are
Marvelous.
also different from your usual. You can't quite place how.
How strange these worlds can be.
Alright. Let's reveal your boss. Making your way to the center of a great lake is a rather quiet place, but another strange place all the same. Out of what you can find to be a portal similar to the ones that you usually enter is a rather angular figure standing from a laboratory. You aren't really sure who or what they are, but it's looking like this is your key, either deeper into the realm of thought, or out of the realm of thought. Good afternoon. I see you may be just one of the people I have been looking for.
Good tidings, stranger. What brings you in search of me?
It is a rather momentous day amongst everything. Many duelists have made themselves known, and our world has recently expanded far beyond the borders of what is and isn't known.
So more duelists walk the lands.
Go ahead and give me Composure Insight. That is 1, 2. That is 4 successes. That's pretty damn good. The edges of their coat is lined with essentially what you can see as card-shaped buttons and a little emblazoned stitched icon for something that is just titled Draw. This is not known to you. Everything about this person seems unusual. It's hard to place, but like with everything else, it's not out of the possibility that there could be other worlds that could access this place as well. It seems to be the first conclusion your brain comes up with. This may be, you think, why she is searching for you.
HM. What do I get if I cooperate?
Can you say that again? The text-to-speech device sort of truncated that.
What do I get if I cooperate?
You have a lot of research here, and I assure you, I will make it worth more than your while. Oh, good lord, I can't speak today. Blah. I will make it more than worth your while. In both cards, money, and information. I work for a rather prestigious research unit, or rather, we are partnered with a few, but we work with a rather prestigious research facility. I am sure we could connect you to individuals who you could also enter the realm itself with if you decide you would like to reach its core quicker.
I may be interested in that.
Good. Very good. Though we must respect the rules of the realm of thought, I will go ahead and give you a call number to make your way through. This should also allow me to find you despite us being separated even by the barriers of other realms in this instance. Should you bring others along, I will also compensate that. Right now, we need individuals like you that aren't from the realm that I know. As is tradition, though, we should duel. Let me
Of course. The world does not operate otherwise.
a couple of cards from this field. Dr. Wire seems to have a rather extensive field. This is an experienced duelist. Would you like to go ahead and give me a coin flip side for me? Heads or tails?
I see I will be facing a mighty opponent.
I am only so
Heads.
mighty. Heads it is. Would you like to go first or second?
First.
Alright. Let's go ahead and give you exactly what you would like. Dr. Wire will draw 8 cards to their hand. Oh, that didn't get shuffled properly. Hold on. Thanks, Tabletop Sim. I really like it when you do this. There we go. These cards that you've been getting share the same card back as this duelist's entire deck. Oops. Whoopsies. Pay no mention. What is happening? Tabletop Sim, what are you doing? I'm gonna rewind that. Something weird was... Oh, I know what that is. Never mind. There we go. Perfect. Awesome, I love Tabletop Sim. Yay! There we go. It is your turn. Go ahead and start placing some characters, and let's see how this shakes out. Alright, Yasuhiro will enter play in the leftmost slot. Alright.
My turn is over.
Dr. Wire will take her turn. Dr. Wire is going to play Rocket Coder in the central slot. And then end her turn. Well, neither of us can really take anything on each other's field this first turn. But that should play to my advantage. Do show me what you're capable of, even if I may be playing a little bit more than you have. Alright. Strength token has been played on Yasuhiro, which will give Yasuhiro 2 attack. So, what would you like to do with Yasuhiro?
Yasuhiro will slay Rocket Coder.
Alright. Yasuhiro will attack and kill Rocket Coder. That's a fine move. We will see how you respond to the next one.
That shall be my turn.
Alright. Dr. Wire will draw a card at the start of her turn with 2 playing power. I know it says she has an extra here, but I'm not playing with that this encounter. Well, if that was easy to take down the first time, let's go ahead and bring you something that may be a little tougher. Kivskin is now played in the center slot with 7 health. And next to it is going to be a card summoned through Quick Launch, which is going to be the Veilclite. Which will heal the Kivskin for 4 damage, or rather 1 damage. It doesn't really matter that much right now, but it will at least do something. Get rid of a card in the hand. It is your turn. You have 3 playing power.
I will use Natu's action. Can I choose Dr. Wire's deck?
Of course you can. Let me go ahead and search the top 5 cards of this deck right here.
Yasuhiro attacks Veilclite.
Alright. Yasuhiro will directly attack this for 3 damage with 1 counterattack. Goomba Peach will go into the center slot. And you will be healing all of your cards for 2. Perfect. So that means everything on your field is now at full health. And that, I think, should be the end of your turn.
Yes.
A good move, but unfortunately you might have not thought of something. Dr. Wire draws the card that was set out at the top of the deck by Natu's effect. And is going to play Trigger Worm. Paying a playing power to draw a card. And then does something that you probably have never even encountered before. This is one of my first times using these, so you'll forgive me if you, see some strange discrepancies. I am going to tribute the Trigger Worm I just put on my field to summon Striker Dragon, which will create a terrain in the slot right in front of your field. And of course, the one deck that I don't have is terrain. There we go. You got lucky. Mordar, Super Earth Sentry. Well, that could have turned out better, but at least you got something interesting out of it. Let's see what you will use it to do. Currently, I cannot attack with my Striker Dragon, but I can attack with a couple of my other characters, which I will do to you directly. You take 2 damage from the attacks of Kivskin and Veilclite. It is now your turn again, with 4 playing power. Draw a card. All of your cards on exhaust. Mortar has its own set of LP for you to use.
Guma Peach attacks Veilplate.
Veilclite will be sent to the discard for that, and so will Goomba Peach.
I use a playing power to draw a card.
Alright. You draw Spiteful Crow.
Does Striker Dragon have HP? Or is it something beyond my understanding?
Go ahead and roll me Intelligence Occult. One botch, but... oh, 2 botches. But you do have successes beyond that. 2 successes, in fact. This is not beyond your understanding. From what you can tell, there is a small portion on the card where the health is supposed to be. That little link attribute. If you attack Striker Dragon, you think that this will still take damage. But this is a new type of card you have never seen before. It's almost entirely foreign. I don't know how to phrase this correctly. My brain is not working.
Nachu will attack it, then.
Alright. Striker Dragon has been sent to the discard, removing its leftmost pointer. Since Natu has flight, it takes no counterattack damage from that card.
Yasuhiro will attack Wire directly.
Alright, Yasuhiro hits Wire for 3 damage. Very interesting. Not exactly the result I would have sought out, but I think that is worth considering. Spiteful Crow will go into play in the center slot. Anything else you would do this turn? Draw a card? Yep. Oh, it still has the poison marker on it. Whoops. Clear that. There we go.
I will use a playing power to draw another card.
Alright. Standard Goomba has been drawn.
I will do that again.
Alright. Gia Hallbrook has been drawn. Are you ending your turn here?
Yes.
Go ahead and shuffle one back into the deck. And then it'll be Dr. Wire's turn. At 4 playing power. Drawing a card. Well, this should be interesting. I will play Container Incoherent Thought Form to the field. And I will do the same with Moa, Corpus Proxy. Which enters play with Armored, giving it shield. Also, the effects of Mortar trigger. Would you like to remove an LP to pick a character in the same equivalent slot? Currently, right now, that would be this slot right here. So there would be no target, but you can choose to remove an LP if you so wish.
I don't think I will.
Alright. It is my turn. More. Right. I will draw another card. And then do it again. And that will be everything but the attacks. Kivskin is going to attempt to attack you directly for 1 HP. And then that will be the end of that. And now it is your turn for 5 playing power. Go ahead and explore. What would you like to do? There's lots of options here, and it's going
Natu will attack Moa.
Perfect. Natu is going to attack Moa before it becomes a problem. Flight on a ranged character, which does mean a shield will be disappearing, and Natu will go to the grave. You have options for characters to play. Perfect. Buzz Buzz enters play. Archon Shard appears on Buzz Buzz, which will give it 4 HP. Alright. Another playing power down. You have 3 playing power remaining.
Spiteful Crow attacks Moa.
Alright. Spiteful Crow will take the last damage to the Moa and destroy it. Right. It's also still a ranged card, so I believe it still deals counterattack damage, except for the fact that Buzz Buzz has entered play.
Yasuhiro attacks Kivskin.
Alright. Yasuhiro will deal 3 damage to Kivskin. Flare Gun. Alright. Let's show you the hand. Alright, I could just do it this way, can't I? Hold on. I almost forgot I didn't need the teams thing. Let's show the hand to pick. Plenty of options here. Scary ones, too.
A menagerie at your disposal.
Truly. And Goomba has now been drawn again. Ayato has also been drawn now. Would that be the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. All of these on exhaust, and Dr. Wire draws her card. Attack to this. Yep. Okay, perfect. So, with 5 playing power, Dr. Wire will draw again. Swing once with Container at Yasuhiro, which will destroy Container, allowing Dr. Wire to search her deck for the topmost.
Should Wire's hand still be revealed?
No, technically, but it doesn't really have a way for me to stop showing the hand, technically. Oh, no, there it is. Never mind, I'm just blind. There we go. Dr. Wire is going to activate the Death Rattle of Container and draw the topmost consumable in her deck to her hand. And then, after it deals 1 damage to Yasuhiro, she is going to use Disabler, which will deal 3 damage to Yasuhiro. Next up, she is going to put Linkaribo onto her field. Which, technically, from the perspective it's supposed to be at, has opened up a reserve slot on her field. Which has expanded it further. She is going to place Seek It behind Linkaribo, Gastic, and Platena to use the rest of her playing power. The only one who can attack right now is Kivskin, and that is at you directly for 1 damage. And that will end her turn. You are at max playing power, so it only goes up to 5. This is deeply interesting. I do wonder why you have not attacked me directly. Is it just curiosity? Or is it simply just patience?
I have waited for ages. I can wait some more.
I like your attitude. I am glad we are of same mind, not taking this game so seriously that it can be rushed towards the end. It certainly is much more calming. Chia Hallbrook enters play. Let me get you D4s. Alright. Roll 2d4. 2. Health is set to 2. Do it again. Attack is set to 2. This is a 2-2. with power and gay. Alright.
But of course, I will oblige you if you wish me to attack you directly.
Alright. Spiteful Crow attacks directly. 2 attack. Buzz doesn't really simply have any attack at all, but could make the effort if it so wished.
Buzz shall be responsible for manning the mortar in time.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, as you draw more, you have a few options in your hand now.
Though none I can use quite yet. I think I must end my turn here.
You can use the mortar. Perfect. You reduce its LP by 1, and you attack Platena for 4 damage, destroying it completely. I see. This outcome is deeply interesting. So you were able to use that terrain to deal damage to something on my field. Much to think about once I head back to the laboratories. Much to think about. I will draw a card. Alright. Dr. Wire is going to draw again. And draw again. Dr. Wire is going to play Attendant, and then discard Gastic and Attendant Incoherent Thought Form to bring out Xcode Talker. Two field slots will now become unusable, which I will indicate with one of these, I think. I will just put a face-down card on 2 field slots. But this card can no longer be destroyed by abilities, and it gains an additional attack. Xcode Talker is exhausted, though everything else is not. Linkaribo becomes unexhausted, and so does Seek It. Linkaribo will freeze Spiteful Crow by discarding itself, sending Seek It into the active slot, and removing the reserve slot in play. Seek It, unexhausted, is going to attack Spiteful Crow. And since it deals +2 damage to cards with battle cries, Spiteful Crow and Seek It will take each other out in this exchange. Kivskin, now with an additional attack, will attack you directly for 2 damage.
Is Spiteful Crow not frozen?
Oh, that's right. Spiteful Crow is frozen. That's correct. I almost made a huge mistake. Seek It remains in the field. Alright. Before Dr. Wire's turn ends, Dr. Wire is going to use a shield restore. All characters in the field will now gain shield. Or shield, to be specific. Alright. It is now your turn. Drawing twice with your playing power as well. Goomba and Lisa have entered the hand. Drawing once more for another skilled card at the top of your deck. Solix has been drawn. Let me get rid of that decal real quick. Here we go. Lisa Simpson will enter play into the sensor slot. Good lord, the center slot. There we go. All right, and that will draw Buffa Masked Rider to your hand. Plenty of options for you.
Jill will attack Wire directly.
Alright. Gia will attack Wire for 2 damage, bringing her down to 15. Alright. What else would you like to do this turn?
I don't know if there's much else I can do.
Alright. Well, let's find out exactly what's about to happen next. Alright. The end of your turn, Dr. Wire will draw. Getting a visitor, let her draw twice. The field slots will now become usable again.
Can I do Mortar's effect again?
Yep, you can. You can do it directly to Xcode Talker, which would destroy it in one hit. Alright. Xcode Talker has now been destroyed. Oh yes, the shield, that's correct. I almost forgot. But that basically does make Xcode Talker vulnerable. Alright. Dr. Wire is going to spend a playing power to use one of her returns. Dragging Striker Dragon from her discard into her hand. She's going to use a second return of the playing power. And draw Rocket Coder into her hand, which she will then play immediately. She is going to discard Seek It to play Striker Dragon and put a terrain slot right into the center of the field here. Which is Nullifier Field. Thankfully, Nullifier Field is not on a slot type that you have. You narrowly avoided kind of a huge bullet. Rocket Coder will be discarded to summon Flash Charge Dragon. She will choose to discard a consumable from her hand, this Shield Restore, to deal LP damage to the terrain. 4 LP damage, Nullifier Field is removed. However, because she dealt Nullifier Field damage... dealt Nullifier Field damage, Flash Charge Dragon's effect activates. All cards... Oh, yes, correct. All cards are immune to this effect, but you are not. You are dealt a damage directly. Striker Dragon and Flash Charge Dragon are both exhausted. Xcode Talker is going to attack directly. Do you have any response?
I don't believe I have anything I can do.
Alright. Then, as you are attacked and brought to 0 health, a familiar feeling envelops you. It is the same as it has always been. Sinking into the deep black. Falling into the escape path the realm of thought has set out for you. Let me go ahead and grant you experience for the whole thing that you've done so far today. You have 3 experience from every regular encounter. An additional experience for sneaking through the path ahead of you from the Grenier camp, and 4 from your trainer encounter. You gain 14 experience, and that means you go up a level. Shuffle everything back into your deck. You must first choose a path. Which of these do you pick? Two treasure capacity? So it shall be.
I will claim the bounties of the land.
Your pockets get a little bigger. You must also choose a very specific path. Alright. I have perks for you to choose. You will choose one to take with you, one to put back at the top of the deck, and one to lose forever. Will you choose a return counter, a reroll, or an additional hand size.
I need not tempt fate. I shall forget reroll, remember hand size, and take return.
Alright, the return counter is yours. Hand size will return back to your selected perks. And reroll will be obliterated forever. As you fall into this inky blackness and the vision that you once had fades, you find yourself awakening in an unfamiliar place, a rather bustling cityscape. The skyline here occupied with a great tower. Few card shops line the streets, and the same gateways that you've always seen from the realm of thought make themselves known to you as people stride in and out of these locations. You have not seen this place before. This is truly unusual, especially for you. Normally, you would be back home by now, but something feels wrong. Something feels different. The realm of thought consciously chose to take you here. What would you like to do?
Perhaps it is God's will taking its course. I shall survive.
Oh, your TTS got cut off. Oh no.
Perhaps it is God's will taking its course. I shall survey my surroundings and peruse the shops.
Plenty of places make themselves known to you. A few that are a bit closed at this time of night, but one stands out from the rest of them. A place with big, thick, impact font lettering that's still open by the name of Cardstock.
How they mock the flesh of their soldiers. I will enter their shop.
With your limited amount of currency, you find yourself next to a rather conspicuous vending machine. Wherever I put them last. Wherever did they go? I know where they went. Hold on. Here we go. It seems the proprietor is out, but they have left at least something here for you to use. You don't have enough for the champion option, which is about 10 coins, but you do have enough for the skilled option and the basic option. 2 coins for the basic, 5 coins for the skilled. Alright, you choose the skilled option. Oh, wow. Okay, this will be fun. I'm gonna shuffle one of these options back in, but I'm keeping the other one. Oh, perfect. You find 2 specific cards come out of the vending machine. It's almost passive-aggressive the way that these things exit their metal husk. You find Squimmage and Joro Appaman. These you may place into your deck.
Only take one.
You can take both, but just choose where they go. This should help protect you when it comes time to fight next. You still have a little bit of remaining currency. Two coins, and we get you some basics. That'd be good. These cards almost fly out of the vending machine, like it is trying to aggress you, but they are yours all the same. You collect Flayer Skuldra Soldier and Rhino Drone Vespic Proxy. And that, should you will it, is the end of everything that you can purchase.
May I change my deck right now?
Of course! This is a time where you are at peace, mostly. Moving things in and out of your deck should be just fine. This vending machine also has a return slot, but it seems like it would give you not very much coins for any cards that you return. Should you truly wish to get rid of any of your cards, you may feed it to the vending machine.
I will not abandon anyone of my company.
So it shall be. As you find yourself amongst the city, something familiar strikes you about that tower. Bearing the same logo as was on your previous opponent's robes, her garments. The sigil of the Draw Foundation. And that, I think, is where we'll end session.
Why?
What did you think?
This was fun.
Yeah. I'm so glad I actually got time to prepare this time. Good lord. Absolutely fantastic. The even better part is, now I will probably post inside the thread that we are in that people can now partner up.
Awesome.
Now that I've gotten a lot of the nervousness out of the way. Also, you've got 2k words worth of ideas. Awesome. Fuck yes. Very, very good. Let me make a save quickly. Two. Yep. Here we go. All right. Well, I believe some other people right now may still be playing God Game. A few for the first time, I think. Though not the tabletop RPG. God Game proper. Who would you like to see?
Wayo.
We could raid any of them, or we could raid Voices of the Void if you so wished. I think let's go ahead
My
and...
vote's on Beepers.
Yeah, let's raid Beepers. Alright. What should the raid phrase be? Should we do... This is how they mock the flesh of their soldiers.
Yup.
Alright. There we go. Okay. Get your raid phrases ready. I think it's about time for judgment!
You should see your bleu, habillé de bleu, généreuse comme son père et culteur comme sa mère, a enfin trouvé l'homme de ses rêves. Ce sont jurés d'amour éternel.